talk about PHP comments, but in this one we shall be looking at PHP variables. So what is a variable? Variables are containers for storing information. Variables are containers for storing information, either numeric information or string information. Okay, so how do we declare a variable, or how do we create a variable? In PHP, a variable starts with a $sign followed by the name of the variable. Okay, so if you want to declare a variable, start with a $sign and the name of the variable. Example is given on the screen. After the execution of the statement above, the variable txt will hold the value hello world. The variable x will hold the value 5, and the variable y will hold the value 10.5. Try to notice that when you assign a text value to a variable, put quotes around the value, either a single quote or a double quote. You need to put quotes around the value for a text value. And unlike other programming languages, PHP has no command for declaring a variable. It is created the moment you first assign a value to it. For instance, now variable y here, we assign a value 10.5, so it is created the moment you first assign a value to it. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. So always think of variables as containers for storing data. Okay, a container for storing data. So let us look at the rules for PHP variables. A variable can have a short name like x and y, or a more descriptive name like age, car name, total volume. So below are the rules for PHP variables. Number 1 is a variable starts with the $sign followed by the name of the variable. So you must start a variable with a $sign, then followed by the name of the variable. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. A variable name cannot start with a number. You cannot start a variable name with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay, A to Z, alphabet 0 to 9, number and underscore. Variable names are case sensitive, unlike variable keywords that are not case sensitive, but variable names are case sensitive. Age in small letter is different from age in capital letter. Okay, so always remember that variable names are case sensitive. Then how do we output variables? We use echo command to output variables on the screen. So the PHP echo statement is often used to output data to the screen. The following example will show you how to output text and a variable on a variable. Let me copy this to our text editor and see the result. Okay, so let me copy it to Sublime. Let me paste. Okay, let me copy everything. Okay, so let me save it, and let us go to our browser and see the results. You can see I love w3schools.com. This is our code. This is our variable txt w3school.com. So now combine the two together. I love variable txt, and what is contained in variable txt, w3schools.com. so the result or the output will now be I love w3schools.com, which is displayed on the screen here. I love w3schools.com. Okay, let us continue. So you can rewrite the code above can also be rewrite with the example showing below here. Okay, it's going to give us the same output. So let us move on to another part, which is PHP Variables scope. Okay, variable can be declared anywhere in the script. Variable in PHP can be declared anywhere in the script. The scope of a variable is a part of the script where the variable can be referenced or used. Okay, some variables can be used inside a function and some outside a function. Okay, so the scope of a variable is a part of the script where the variable can be referenced or used. PHP has 3 different variable scopes. We have local, global, and static scope. So let us look at global and local scope now. Global and local scope. A variable declared outside a function has a global scope and can only be accessed outside a function, meaning that when you declare a variable outside a function, you cannot call the variable inside a function. If you use the variable inside a function, it's going to give an error. Okay, let us try to copy this and see the result on our browser. Okay, let me copy this. Let me try to create a new space. Okay, and let me name it save as my test. Okay, so let me see the results on our browser here. My test .php. You can see undefined variable. The reason was the variable was declared outside the function and we are trying to use it inside the function. So any variable declared outside a function will not be accessible inside that function. So using this variable s inside this function will generate an error. Okay, because the variable is a global scope variable, that means we cannot use it inside a function. Okay, a variable declared within a function has local scope. A variable within a function has a local scope, while a variable outside a function has a global scope. So try to note the difference. Variable declared outside a function has a global scope, and a variable declared within a function has a local scope. Okay, so let us look at example of this local scope stuff. So this is the example here now. So let me copy this one again and paste it on our text editor. Okay, so let me go and save it. Okay, so let us try to view it. You can see variable s is inside function is 5. So we are having another undefined variable x on line 9. Let us go to line 9. Okay, so you can see now, using x outside the function will generate an error because x was declared inside a function. So that's why we are having an error there. Okay, so you can have local variables within the same with the same name in different functions. Okay, because local variables are only recognized by the function in which they are declared. You can have local variables with the same name in different functions because the local variables are only recognized by the function in which they are declared. Okay, so the PHP global keyword, there is a keyword called global. So you can use this global to access a variable, a global variable inside a function. Since we cannot use global variables inside a function, but with the help of the keyword global, we can make use of that global variable inside a function. So this is the example on the screen here. You can see the variable x is a global variable, but with the help of keyword global, we can call variable x and variable y and use them in our code. Okay, so global keyword will help you to use global variables within a function. So PHP also stores all global variables in an array called globals, and the index or the name of the variable. Okay, so this is the global stuff now. Okay, so the index or the name of the variable. So this array is also accessible from within the functions and can be used to update global variables directly. Okay, so you can use it to update global variables directly. The example is on the screen. Okay, let me copy it and let us see the result. Let me copy it and let us see the result on the screen. Okay, let me paste this one here and save it. Okay, so let us check the result on our browser. So you can see 15 is our result. Okay, so you can make use of the word globals, you can make use of an array called globals and put the variable name inside a bracket. Okay, so PHP also stores global variables in an array called globals. Let us continue. There is another keyword called static. Static keyword will help you to make the keyword make the variables declare inside inside a function, not to be deleted. Okay, normally when a function is completed or executed, all of its variables are deleted immediately. Okay, but sometimes we want a local variable not to be deleted. That is, the variable we declare within a function, we want to retain that variable. So we need to use the keyword static if you want to do that. You can see, so beside your variable you put static x variable, static y variable, static car name. Okay, so you put the keyword static if you want to retain your variable after the execution of your code. Okay, so each time function is called, the variable will still have the information is contained from the last function, when the function was called. Okay, so the keyword static will help you to what, to retain your variable. So the variable is still local to the function. Mind you, the variable is still local to the function. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop for today's tutorial. I believe you have enjoyed this video. Please try to hit on the notification button and also click on the subscribe button so that this video can go viral. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.